Death machines, bombing machines, flying machines, rolling around in the dirt machines. There is an unspoken truth amongst all men. These things are fucking sick and also extremely profitable. The best performing major stock in Europe over the last 4 years makes tanks. Rheinmetall, a German arms manufacturer, is up roughly 1,700% since the start of 2022. War is pretty horrific for a lot of people. However, for a specific group of people, it's very, very profitable. Viewed purely as a business, defense contracting has the properties no other industry has. The customer is a government, and the government can print money they're legally and politically committed to buying, and the demand is driven by geopolitics rather than economic cycles. Many contracts have historically been a cost plus, where the government reimburses costs and adds a profit margin on top, a structure in which overruns increase revenue. And another thing, competition has been narrowed to almost nothing. In the 1990s, the United States had 51 major defense contractors. Today, there are 5. That figure comes from the Pentagon's own 2022 report on the state of competition in its industrial base. The pricing behavior follows from the structure. In the 1980s, the Pentagon was documented paying $640 for a toilet seat and $535 for a hammer. In 2019, the Department of Defense Inspector General ordered the supplier Transdim and found excess profits on 46 of the 47 spare parts examined, with margins on some parts above 4,000%. The company subsequently returned $16.1 million. Sweden's Saab grew order intake 284%. Across Europe's major defense firms, order intake averaged plus 135%. Now, that's a lot of missiles. The spending is pre-committed years ahead. NATO members pledged to raise defense spending to 5% of the GDP by 2035, up from a 2% target most members previously missed. And the EU announced an $800 billion arming program. And the US requested roughly $960 billion for defense this year. That's a fuckload of money. Nearly half of the Pentagon budget flows to contractors, and the 6 largest took over $380 billion in taxpayer money across 3 recent years, while booking $85 billion in profits. I mean, someone's losing in that equation. Those same 6 contractors spent $263 million on lobbying and donated $48 million to candidates over the next 2 election cycles. And the industry employs roughly 820 registered lobbyists, most of them who worked previously at the Pentagon or in Congress. A government audit counted more than 1,700 Pentagon officials moving to the arms industry over a 5-year window. A Senate report identified 672 cases in a single year of former officials, officers, and members of Congress working for the top 20 contractors, 91% of them as registered lobbyists. You can see how this is a conflict of interest. In 2024, 50 members of Congress traded between $24 and $113 million worth of defense contractor stock while writing the military budget that determines which of those companies receive the contracts. Just fucking blatant insider trade. The most widely held defense stock on Capitol Hill is Honeywell. Second is RTX, formerly Raytheon. All of these trades are legal and publicly disclosed under current rules. What? Now, let's look at what war actually does to the markets. A CFA Institute study covering 1926 to 2013 found large cap US stocks returned 11.4% a year during major wars, against 10% across the whole period, with lower volatility. The US market rallied through World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the Gulf War. On the day the US invaded Iraq in 2003, the Dow closed higher. The one major exception is post 9/11 period, which coincided with the dot-com collapse. This mechanism is largely fiscal and government related. Large-scale war means government spending surges, industrial output expands, and unemployment collapses. During World War II, US unemployment fell from 14.6% to 1.2%. The market prices the spending, and people need to be employed and want to fight. Now, let's look at who pays for these wars. The The profits are concentrated and the costs are socialized. Brown's University Costs of War project estimated the price of the American post 9/11 wars was at $8 trillion, including the decades of the future care for veterans, alongside roughly 900,000 people directly killed. Yikes. So you're paying to destroy things and then fix them. Now, if you actually want to, put your money where your mouth is and join this little hopscotch of war, defense ETFs actually exist, and also individual equity stocks for these defense contractors exist as well. So if you guys like the F-35 or the F-14, mine personally is the F-14 because it's just fucking, based. Drop a comment down below, give this video a like, subscribe. Love you all.